I'm letting my son know that it's okay to cry. It's okay to feel scared. Those feelings do not make you less of a man. It makes you more of a man and it makes you human. And the fact that you are expressing them and knowing how to deal with them and knowing and understanding and recognizing that you need help makes you the type of man that any woman would be lucky to have. Welcome back to season 2 of Speak Now, Never Hold Your Peace, where I am your host, Ebony Stiff. And tonight I am wearing heart pajamas with different colors on it because I just feel like we need a little more love in the world. Okay? If you have never been loved, I hope you find some. I hope you give some cuz love is a beautiful thing. I just love love and I just feel like we need more of it, okay? So that is what is actually going to bring me into the topic. So the topic tonight, which is very very serious, is about school violence and how do we keep our kids safe in schools. This episode comes because my son had an incident where there were 6 students in the school that had guns. Okay. And it was not a fun experience. It was a very scary experience. It was a very traumatizing experience for all of us involved. I do want to say no kid was hurt. And for that, I am thankful. However, I just want to break down the details of what happened, how I feel, how a lot of other parents feel, and what we should be doing as a community to move forward and to ensure that this doesn't happen again. So, take you back. I received a text message from my son at approximately 1:30 saying, "Mom, come to the school, come get me. We're on lockdown and a lockout." So at first, honestly, I thought it was a joke because it came from another phone. However, my son doesn't really joke like that. So I was like, okay, this has to be serious. I text back. I said, "Hey, are you in the closet?" He said, "Yes, I'm in the closet." At this time, I have dropped everything that I was doing. I was actually in the office and I am already headed to the school. I'm headed to the school because my child said he is in the closet along with other students and the teacher. So as I'm there, I'm texting to get more and more information because the school has not sent out an alarm. The school has not sent out a message, nothing. So as I'm driving there, I'm nervous. And I said, "Well, are you okay? Is your friend okay? Thank you for, tell your friend thank you for letting you use the phone. I really appreciate that. I'm on my way. I will be there as soon as possible." Then I thought to myself, "Well, son, where is your phone?" And he texted back and said, "It happened so fast. He just ran. He left his phone just out in the classroom somewhere." So moving forward, eventually he started texting me from his phone. He said the teacher went out and got it. They, had to move furniture in front of the door. And I again thanked the friend on their phone for letting my son contact me. And then I also made sure that that child was okay. And that child did text me back and say that they were okay. I get to the school. There's numerous undercover police cars in the parking lot, and then on the back side of the school you could not get there because there were so many police officers where they had that blocked off. So we walk up and of course they're like, "Oh, it's just a situation where there may be a gun on campus where we just have the school on lockdown so we can research and see what's going on, and we'll keep you updated. Don't panic. Everything is going to be fine." Oh, that is such an automated response to try to keep people calm that I think it actually made us more upset and it made us less calm because what do you think was happening? People were out there worried about their children, as I was. And what are children doing? They're sending messages to their parents letting them know what they're experiencing, what's going on inside. And not only are they sending text messages, they're sending videos. So you have parents outside worried, you have police trying to keep us calm, and by telling us things that are not true, and then you have the students sending us information about what's really going on inside of that school. So it was not an easy feeling. It was chaotic, is what it was. And for my child to be in a closet, we were out there for 2.5 hours. For my child to be in a closet for that long, and you just don't know. You just don't know. At one point, the lights were cut off. I don't know the strategy behind that, but the lights were cut off. And then we're getting more information. The students are saying it's not one person, it's three. It's not three people, it's six. The people are hiding on the roof. All these things are going on, and we're seeing videos, we're seeing pictures, we're seeing text messages, and the police are still like, no, everything's fine, everything is not fine. And stop telling us that, because it's not fine. Tell us the truth so that we can know what we need to do moving forward. So eventually, after everything happened, they were able to locate the students. They were able to locate the weapons. Of course, the lockdown was lifted. At this point, we are extremely frustrated. Extremely frustrated. And then you have some parents out there who were not able to speak to their kids at all. Their kids were not answering them, so they had no idea what was really going on with their child. So they're crying, they're emotional, as they should be. So moving forward, they take the lockdown off. Then they come on the PA system. The lockdown has been lifted, and we understand that there's some parents outside. And then one guy says they would like us to get into a single file line to sign our kids out of school. That is where I think I lost it. I was already mentally exhausted. I didn't lose it as in I cussed somebody out or anything like that, but it was just like, you have got to be kidding me. This is crazy. I'm not standing in line to sign my son out of school when he was instructed by me to walk directly out of that school when he was able to do so. And that is exactly what my son did. Am I proud of that? Absolutely. Would I tell my son to do it again? Absolutely. You had my child in the school with 6 gunmen. I don't care how you want to play it or downplay it. There were 6 gunmen in that school that happened to be students, and just lied to us for 2.5 hours. And you want me to stand in a single file line and sign them out? No, son, get out of there as quickly as you can. We will deal with everything else later. That is what he did. That is what several other kids did. And then at some point, the administration, stood in front of the door. They weren't letting the kids out. So that created another level of just being aggravated. Now parents are fussing with each other, which I didn't understand that at all. But hey, they were fussing with each other. Another friend of mine texted me that their relative was in the school. I said, hey, if you want me to take them, I will take them. I'm still here. I waited, but they decided that child was going to get home another way, but that child is also safe. So one point that the parent made when they actually stopped, were able to get a hold of the kids that were walking out and were able to prevent them from doing so, the parent said, you know what, the principal needs to come out here and address us. Don't address us over the PA. Don't address us as calm, like, oh, the lockdown's been lifted, as if it was a drill, because it was very much serious. It was not a drill. And they wanted more from the principal, which the principal was not able to give at that time. Not a problem for me. My child was safe. I was leaving. I did do a live video on Instagram, Facebook. It's on YouTube. If you want to watch it, go back and watch it from when it happened. It was just it was really insane. So then moving on later that night, we finally get a phone call from the school, still downplaying it. There was a student, the gun was unloaded, and then we found the other student that had the bullets, and both of those students were apprehended and they will not be returning back to the school. So what about the other 4 that we know were in the school with weapons? Are we just not going to talk about it? We're going to act like it didn't happen? What are we doing about the other 4? Then, what was more disturbing, of course, the media put out something, the news people put out something. They said that they were alerted to a student on campus with a gun, a female student. At 11 a.m., they searched the backpack, recovered the weapon, and the student will not be returning. The student was arrested. I was bothered by that. 11 a.m.? Y'all didn't go on lockdown till 1:30 p.m.? So what were y'all doing for 2.5 hours? What was happening that nobody was alerted? What was happening that you didn't put the kids on lockdown and no parent received any notification until it was almost over? That's almost 4 hours before parents were alerted. Some parents actually were never alerted. It doesn't make sense. It's scary. And that's not why we send our kids to school. We send our kids to school to learn. We send our kids to school so that they can make great connections. We send our kids to school so that they know how to be social. They know how to function in society. And they should be protected while they are there. And that is not happening. This is the 3rd incident, actually, at my child's school in the year of 2024 that this has happened. 1, nobody was alerted. The only reason I know about the 1 incident is because it happened in my son's classroom, and they very much swept it under the rug. So what are we going to do? Are we going to put metal detectors in the school? Are there going to be stricter punishments for the parents? Are there going to be stricter punishments for the kids? Because telling them they can't go back to school, obviously they don't want to be in school anyway. So is that really a punishment or a reward? What's happening to the people that are responsible for these children? Are they reporting that their weapons are missing? Are they providing them with the weapons? Are they checking their backpacks? What are you doing to make sure that others are safe when they enter onto your school grounds? What are we doing as parents? Are you a part of the PTSA? Are you going to the school board meetings? Do you know the teachers? Do you know the principal? Do you know the assistant principal? Do you know your children's friends? Do you talk to your kids? Do you tell your kids, hey, if you see something, say something? What are you doing? I talk to my son, and it is not cool to be a fool. And that may sound cliche, that may sound old school, but it is not cool to be a fool. And my son knows if you see a weapon, you see anything, you let somebody know and you get to safety as quickly as you can. You do not hold on to that information, because not only are you putting your life in danger, other lives are in danger, as well as the person who bought the weapon. They could have bought it to harm themselves, but we're not going to sit around to find out. I'm at the PTSA meetings. I know the principal. I know the assistant principal. Do you know the resource officer at the school? Does the school have a resource officer? Talking to your kids, being a part of their life, being involved in their life, knowing what's going on with them is so, so important for everyone involved. And I don't want to send my son to school worrying about if he's going to make it out alive. Am I going to get a text that he's in the closet? It's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking. And we just have to do better. As a society, we have to do better as a community. There's no such thing as that's your child's phone. That is your phone. That child is in your house. You go through these phones, go through these book bags, do what you have to do as a parent. And if you can't do it, seek some support from somewhere. Somebody has to be willing to help you do something. My son will tell you he don't know when I'm going to go through that phone, but I'm going to look at the phone. There's no such thing as privacy. What privacy? Grown people that pay bills have privacy. You, my son, do not. So I'm going through your phone. I'm going through your book bag. All the things. I want to know your friends. I want to know your friends' parents. Who are you hanging around? Who are you spending your time around? What are y'all talking about? What is going on with this generation that they feel like they need guns in schools? It's very, very sad. So for me, for my sanity and my child's sanity, he did not go to school. Today, he will not be returning tomorrow. Monday's a holiday. He'll be returning on Tuesday. In between that time, I'm talking to him, making sure that his mental health is okay. I'm letting my son know that it's okay to cry. It's okay to feel scared. Those feelings do not make you less of a man. It makes you more of a man, and it makes you human. And the fact that you are expressing them and knowing how to deal with them and knowing and understanding and recognizing that you need help makes you the type of man that any woman would be lucky to have. So it's okay for your child to feel the way they feel. And it's our job to make sure that they are fostering those feelings in a positive way and that they know how to deal with them in a positive way. Violence is not the answer to deal with them. Killing somebody is not the way to deal with it. Bringing guns to school, knives to school, threatening people is not the way to deal with it. So I urge you, I beg you, I plead with you to talk to your children. Let them know that it's okay for them to feel the way they feel and get them help if they need help. It's going to save their life. It's going to save other children's lives. And it's going to make the community that we live in safer, better. The kids will have fun. The kids will enjoy school. They won't be afraid. They can enjoy sports. They will learn how to be productive members of society that we need them to be, because they are going to be the ones leading the way. And the way they trying to lead right now it's not looking good. It's not. It's sad. It's really sad. But hopefully somebody hears this. Someone is blessed. Someone is encouraged. Someone just takes the time and say, how are you doing today? What can I do for you today? How can I be of service for you today? What do you need from me as a parent today to make your tomorrow better? Can y'all do that for me? Can you do it for society? Can you do it for the community? I think we can. We can do this. We can do this. So until next time, please, please, please be safe. Hug your babies tight. Let them cry if they have to. You cry if you have to. Do what you have to do to stay safe and to make sure that your child gets the education that they deserve. Good night. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Speak Now, Never Hold Your Peace. You can find me bi-weekly on the Alive Podcast Network or anywhere that you listen to your podcast. Until next time, speak now and never hold your peace.